Module Overview. Module 4 introduces you to the advanced techniques of tonal rendering and light manipulation in portrait drawing. Moving beyond construction and proportion, this module emphasizes the illusion of volume, form, depth, and texture, using a strategic control of light, shadow, values, and edges. It merges observational precision with expressive realism, equipping you with techniques to render lifelike skin, expressive eyes, textured hair, and the soft gradient transitions that define human facial surfaces. Portraiture is not merely about capturing a likeness. It is about recreating the three-dimensional feel of a human face on a two-dimensional surface using accurate value structure, directional lighting, and refined shading approaches. This module introduces key theories of chiaroscuro, notan, form lighting, ambient occlusion, and edge control, helping you translate flat lines into breathing, emotive portraits. 1. Value structure and tonal hierarchy. Portrait rendering begins with understanding value, the range of light to dark tones. 9-step value scale, from pure white to deep black. Tonal hierarchy in the face. Highlight, light tone, halftone, midtone. Core shadow, reflected light cast. Shadow techniques introduced, value mapping. Blocking out light zones before shading. Using posterization to simplify complex tonal areas. Cross-referencing grayscale photo studies for precision. You render facial value breakdowns using charcoal, graphite, or digital brushwork. 2. Light sources and shadow logic. The behavior of light on the human face depends on single versus multiple light sources, intensity and distance temperature, cool versus warm. Angle of incidence, top, side, rim light, underlighting, facial light and shadow analysis, frontal light, minimal shadow, flat forms, 3/4, light, classic for portraits, balanced form and shadow. Side light, high contrast and dramatic structure, backlight/rim light, emphasizes outline and silhouette. Underlight, creates eerie or theatrical effects. You experiment with lighting setups using photos, 3D busts, or mannequins, replicating the facial structure with changing light effects. 3. Blending and rendering techniques. This section focuses on how to physically or digitally apply values to create realistic portrait shading. Traditional techniques, cross-hatching, layering lines in different directions for tone, stippling, tiny dots for soft gradients, smudging/blending, smooth transitions using tools like tortillons or tissue, scribble, shading, organic shading used in expressive drawings, contouring, following the topography of facial features with shading lines. Digital techniques, soft versus hard brush. Use airbrush, gradient mapping, opacity and flow management layer modes, multiply, overlay. You render portrait studies using 3 different shading methods per feature: eye, lips, nose, cheekbone. 4. Facial features, depth, texture, and light. Each feature of the face reflects light differently due to its form. Eyes, spherical with reflective wet surfaces. Iris detail, catch light, and eyelid shadow. Nose, angular, with strong plane breaks. Lips, cylindrical and reflective. Shadow under lower lip critical. Ears, complex folds and ridges, requiring careful core shadow mapping. Skin texture, pores, wrinkles, oil shine. Differentiate between baby skin, aged skin, oily versus dry. Advanced texture techniques, blending plus subtle stippling for pores. Highlight accents for oil/shimmer. Freckles, scars, folds using subtractive techniques. Erasing highlights. 5. Edge control and focal hierarchy. Rendering is not only about values, edges are the silent guides of visual attention. Hard edges, sudden transitions, for crisp boundaries and focal areas, e.g., iris, nose tip. Soft edges, gradual transitions, for blending and atmospheric depth. Lost edges, merge tone used in shadow areas or fade-outs. Focal hierarchy, the order in which the viewer's eye navigates a drawing. Master artists like Sargent, Zorn, and Rembrandt used edge manipulation masterfully. Students practice, portraits with 3 intentional edge zones: sharp, soft, lost, light versus dark subject experiments. Practice assignments. Draw a 9-value scale and apply it to a simple sphere and bust. Create a front-lit and 3/4-lit portrait of the same model. Render an eye using 3 different shading techniques. Develop a full shaded portrait with value mapping, texture, and edge variation.